خارج بدون فیلتر.
Lots and lots of young people do a job that I wouldn't do and perhaps you wouldn't do. They decide to become nurses and give something back. Now, according to the Royal College of Nursing, they have had a 14% pay cut since 2010. And we now get stories again from the RCN of lots of ordinary nurses, by the end of the week, having to use food banks because they can't afford to pay for food. That is not the kind of country that you want to run, is it?
I want a country that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. If we look at what happens, but if we look at what is happening in relation to pay within the National Health Service, in fact, when you look at basic pay together with progression pay, actually for around half of NHS staff, they have annual increase of around, on average, 3% rather than just the 1% basic pay. But I come back to the key question, which is, we have, and if you look at the National Health Service and funding in the National Health Service, we're putting £10 billion extra into it.
I'm sorry, Prime Minister, but we have nurses going to food banks at the moment. That must be wrong.
We have, and there are many complex reasons why people go to food banks. And I want to develop an economy where, yes, we have a strong economy so that we can pay for the public services that people need, but also we have an economy where we're creating secure jobs and well-paid jobs and higher-paid jobs for people.
Well,
but you're only going to do that if you've got
they haven't got enough money to eat at the moment.
But if you're only going to be able to do this if you have a government that understands the importance of that strength in the economy.
Under the Conservatives, under your government, the record number of food parcels last year has been handed out, according to the Dressel Trust. 1.2 million food parcels in this country. You said that on Number 10 doorstep that you were going to be out there for the ordinary working people. Those are people who are really, really suffering. And I've asked you, under your government, if people vote Conservative again, is that going to carry on? And the answer seems to be yes.
And let me just say, at this stage, Theresa May, the Prime Minister, this morning, on the Moore Show, didn't have the common decency, courtesy or respect to condone the fact that nurses, the heroes of the NHS, have had a reduction of nearly 14% in their wages since 2010 and are using food banks to feed themselves. Does that not say everything that's wrong with today's society?
Working as a nurse for 26 years, do the Tories expect our support in the light of another 1% pay increase?
In the 5 years to 2020, we will be spending £500 billion.
A real terms decrease of 14% since 2010. So don't tell us we're getting a pay rise.